Hello dear students, we will start our next lesson, that is chapter number 8, Wind, Storms and Cyclones. We all live on earth, which is surrounded by air, and the layer of air surrounded the earth is called the atmosphere. All of you know that. And what do you mean by wind? Moving air is called wind, and winds are caused by the heat of the sun, or we can say that winds are caused by the unequal heating of different parts of the earth. And now let us discuss more about air and the properties of air. We know that air exerts pressure. Air is all around us and it exerts pressure. How can we know that? The air pressure is caused due to the bombardment by moving air molecules on the surface of the body. This air pressure helps the leaves of the trees, banners or flags to flutter when the wind is blowing. And it causes the tires and balloons to inflate. You have noticed that when we give air of the cycle tubes, then it will get inflated, and also when we blow air into a balloon, it gets inflated. All these are because of air exerts pressure. So, the fact that air exerts pressure can be understood by many examples. As I said now, the tubes of the cycle gets inflated when the air is filled in it. Or the balloons are getting inflated because it exerts pressure. And many times you may have noticed that if you are riding a bicycle in the direction of the wind, you will be feeling very easy to ride the bicycle. But if you are riding a bicycle against the direction of the wind, what will happen? You will feel that you have to exert more pressure, or you will feel very uneasy to ride the bicycle. In the same way, if you are in a boat and if you are sailing the boat, if you sail the boat against the direction of the wind, it is very difficult to sail the boat. So this happens because air exerts pressure. You may have fly a kite against the direction of the wind. What will you feel? You feel a tension of the string on your hands. This is because air exerts pressure. So what will happen if you continuously fill more and more air into the bicycle or into the balloon? What will happen? The air pressure in the bicycle tube will increases too much that the tube may get burst. Or same will happen with the balloon also. If you fill more and more air into a balloon, then the walls of the balloon will break and the balloon will burst. So all these are observations, shows that air exerts pressure. I will tell you another activity. Take a tin can with a lid, fill it approximately half with water. Heat the can on the candle flame or any other flame till the water inside the can boils. Let the water boils for a few minutes. Then blow out the candle and immediately put the lid tightly on the can. And be careful in handling the hot can. You should not touch it with bare hands because it will be hot outside too. And carefully put the can in a shallow water or in a wash basin. Pour fresh water over the can. What will happen to the can? As you can see here, when the can of hot water is being cooled, then the tin can gets distorted. Its shape gets distorted. Why? The air from the bottle expands as it becomes hot, and when it is cold, air gets contracts. So, the outside air has more pressure and it crushes the bottle. So, we have learnt one more property, that air expands on heating and air contracts on cooling. Understood? And if you don't have a tin can, you can try the same with plastic bottle, that is, you have to fill with hot water. So, but no need to flame it. You can just pour hot water into the plastic bottle. As when we are rushing to the school and all, we will fill the water, hot water in the plastic bottle, but that is not good for us. But immediately if you just keep it near the wash basin and if you just trying to cool the water, then the shape of the water bottle, that is plastic bottle, also get distorted. You can try that at your home. Next very interesting property is high speed winds are accompanied by reduced air pressure. This is very interesting activity. For that we have to take two balloons, blow the balloons and tie a string to it and hang them 10 to 12 centimeter apart on a rod as it is shown in the figure. And then you have to blow the air in between the balloon, that is through the middle part of the two balloons. You have to blow the air strongly. Then what you will observe? You can observe that the balloons will move more closer. But you may think that it will move away, is it? But it is not happening like that. The balloon will come more closer. Why? When we blow air between the two balloons tied on a rod, it reduces the air pressure between the balloon. Since the pressure at the outer parts are higher than the inside part, the balloons move towards each other. That is, air always moves from a high pressure area to a low pressure area. That also you can understand through this activity. So we can learn that high speed winds are accompanied by reduced air pressure, and also we can know that always air moves from a high pressure area to a low pressure area. We can have a lot of activity to prove the same property. Next, we can hold a strip of paper around 20 centimeter long and 3 centimeter wide. You have to keep that between your thumb and forefinger. Now, blow over the paper. What will happen? The strip will be lifted up. So, how it happens? Moving air reduces the pressure above the strip. Thus, the air pressure below the strip becomes more than the air pressure above it. This lifts the paper strip upwards. Understood? Another simple activity. To do this activity, you just need some paper and an empty bottle. Crumple a small piece of paper into a ball of size smaller than the mouth of an empty bottle. Hold the empty bottle on its sides and place the paper ball just inside its mouth. Now try to blow on the air to force it into the bottle. What will happen? We can observe that the paper does not move inside. So why it happens like this? You can infer this because the air pressure at the mouth of the bottle is reduced due to the more speed. When we blow the air, the speed of the air will be more near your mouth part, is it? This forces the air out from the bottle. This prevents the crumpled paper ball to move inside. That is, it does not move inside. Air moves from a region where the air pressure is high to the region where the air pressure is low. This is the main cause of wind. That is, the air moves from a region where the air pressure is high to those regions where the air pressure is very low. This pressure difference is the cause of wind. Another interesting property is air expands on heating and contracts on cooling. Hot air molecules take more space than cold air molecules. Warm or hot air is lighter than cool air. Warmer air like smoke rises up and cool air settles down. When the warm air rises up, it creates low pressure in the area. So, surrounding cool air from relatively high pressure then comes to take up its place. So, when the air is heated, it becomes lighter and rises up in the sky. This is the reason that when we burn woods, the smoke rises along with the hot air near the place of the fire. Let us show this through an activity. Take a bottle, tie the balloon tightly on the neck of the bottle, place the bottle in a container having hot water. Observe the changes. What will happen? When we keep the container in the hot water, then the balloon gets inflating. And now we have to place the bottle in cold water or in the ice cold water. Then the balloon gets deflated. This happens because when the bottle is placed in hot water, the air in it becomes warm and expands, due to which balloon also expands. When the bottle is placed in the cold water, the air in the bottle contracts, due to which the balloon also contracts. So, this is a simple activity. Air expands on heating and contracts on cooling. Another simple activity, we have to take two paper cups of same size. Hang the two bags in the inverted position on two ends of a metal or a wooden stick. Tie a piece of thread in the middle of the stick and hold the stick by the thread, as it should be like a balance. It can be like shown in the figure. Then put a burning candle below one of the paper bag. What will happen? Hot air from the candle goes inside one of the paper bag, and the other bag has normal air. So what will happen if there is a hot air? Hot air, being lighter from the normal air, moves up and takes the paper bags up with it. The other bag has cooler air, hence it goes down. So you can see the balance difference. So this property of air is used in hot air balloons. In nature, there are several situations where warm air rises at a place and the air pressure at that place is lowered. The cold air from the surrounding area rushes in to its place. The air in the balloon expands on heating. It also becomes lighter and hence rises up. So, we have learned that air expands on heating. Air molecules expand on heating and contract on cooling. Hot air molecules take more space than cold air molecules. Warm or hot air is lighter than cool air. Warm air, like smoke, rises up and cool air settles down. When warm air rises up, it creates low pressure in the area. So, the surrounding cooler air from relatively high pressure then comes to takes its place. Next topic is wind current is generated due to uneven heating of earth. And it may be due to two reasons. Uneven heating between the equator and the poles, and also the uneven heating of land and water. We have learned that the wind is the movement of air which depends on the difference in the air pressure in two regions. So, air moves from a region of high pressure to the region of low pressure in the atmosphere. This difference in air pressure is created by uneven heating on the earth. So, there are two situations, as I said. First one is uneven heating between equator and poles. Due to the uneven heating between the equator and poles, as you all know, the center of the earth is called equator and the two extreme positions are called poles. And poles are cooler than equator, as the highest intensity of sun's heat and light falls on the equator and it reduces as we go on the either side of the equator towards the poles. Cooler air from the surrounding area of the equator comes towards the equator to fill the space of warm air which rises up due to the sun's heating. As we have learned, the warmer air rises up and the cooler air will take place into that place. Similarly, the cooler air from the poles come towards the surrounding areas as the surrounding areas have air warmer than the poles. These winds from the north to equator and south to equator are not straight as the direction changes due to the earth's rotation on its axis. So, these winds goes from north to south of the equator and air is colder at the poles. The latitude is about 10 degrees Celsius. Therefore, the warmer air at these latitudes rises up and cold air from the poles rushed in. Wind circulation is set up in this way. The winds would flow in a north-south direction or in a south to north direction. Rotation of the earth may causes the changes in the direction of the wind. Next is uneven heating of land and water. During the day, when the sun is shining, the land gets hotter than water and cools down faster at night. During daytime, cool air moves from sea to land and warm air from the land rises up. Warm air takes place of the cool air at high atmosphere. Cool air is pushed down to the sea. This is what is called the sea breeze. And land breeze is during the night time. The cool air moves from land to sea. And warm air from the sea rises up. Warm air takes place of cool air at high atmosphere. During summer, the earth near the equator warms faster than the water in the oceans. The air moves above the land, gets warmer and rises up in the sky, creating a low pressure area. Therefore, the wind flows from ocean towards the land. These winds carry a lot of moisture with them and brings rain. It's a part of water cycle. These rain bringing winds are called monsoon winds. And what will happen during the winter time? During the winter season, the direction of the wind gets reversed. The wind blows from the land to sea due to the difference in temperature between the land and sea. This happens so because during winter, the land cools down faster than the water in the ocean. So, the temperature of the water in the ocean is higher than that of the land. The warmer air goes to ocean, rises up, creating a region of low pressure, and cooler air from the land rushes towards the ocean. Thus, the air flows from land to ocean, carrying only a little water vapor. Hence, brings only a small amount of rain in the winter season. And do you know, the word monsoon takes from Arabic word, and the word is mosam. What is the meaning of that? It means season. And the summer monsoon, which brings heavy rain, is very important to the farmers because this annual rainfall helps in growing the crops, and farmer depends on the rain for the irrigation of their crops. Sometimes rain creates some problems also. In nature itself, there are certain situations that can sometimes create disaster and can pose a threat to humans, animals, and plant life. Wind speed and wind direction play an important role in the formation of storms, cyclones, thunderstorms, etc. That we will be discussed in the next session. Thank you.